Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you all an update to my Cardfight Vanguard Solrairon deck profile for post-generation Dragenesis. This is one of the two decks that received new mask support in the latest Cardfight Vanguard booster set. They gave us the Keter and Dragon Empire mask decks, which were kind of overlooked in the previous mask sets, focusing more on the Dragon Tree support for those two decks. But with Solrairon and Gandiva, we both have new decks for the mask support, so I figured I'd give you guys my take on the Solrairon deck. Might do Gandiva, have to see. This was just one of the ones I had more readily available to update, but without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So for the ride deck, we have the standard energy generator with our starter being Sage of Horoscopy Sran. When rode upon, if you went second, draw a card. And then our grade 1 is Sage of Elixir Elrion. When it's rode upon by Sage of Robust Stogron, you can declare either a normal unit or a trigger unit, reveal the top card of your deck. If you reveal the card type you declared, you may put into your hand. If you did not put a card into your hand, put that card revealed into your soul or on the top of the deck. So it's more set up for the main playstyle of the Solrairon deck as well, having added setup power for this unit as well, and then also being able to use the rearguard ability when we ride on the grade 2. When it's placed on rearguard, if you have a Vanguard Solrairon on its card name, choose up to one normal unit from your hand, reveal it. If you revealed a card, draw a card and put that revealed card on the top of your deck. So just more setup using this grade 1 as well, with our grade 2 being Sage of Robust Stogron. When rode upon by a unit with Solrairon in its card name, choose a Sage of Elixir Elron from your soul and call that card and this card to rearguard. Not only does it give you immense rearguard setup in the form of 2 cards, it kind of makes up for the delay in the ride deck power by having these 2 units call out. And when a normal unit is revealed by the ability of your Vanguard with Solrairon in its card name, this unit gets on rearguard at the end of the battle this unit attacked. Retire this unit and countercharge 1. So more of a countercharge power in the form of the grade 2 that came out of our soul as well. With our grade 3 for the ride deck being the Great Sage of Heavenly Law, Solrairon. Now, this card's mostly used, just like with the other mask decks, as the fodder for the setup of our mask. But we'll go over in the ride deck before we get to the mask version. At the beginning of your battle phase, you can Soul Blast 1. If you do, declare either a normal unit or a trigger unit, reveal the top card of your deck. If you reveal the card type you declare, this unit gets on Vanguard. All your units get +5 till end of turn. And when it attacks a Vanguard, you can counterblast 1, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, choose a card from among them, call it to a rear guard, or discard it and put the rest on the top of the deck or the bottom. So more setup. It's kind of what the Solrairon deck is meant to do. Always know what the top card of the deck will be to utilize your different rear guard abilities and Vanguard skills as well. But the other Solrairons that we run in the deck play into the main playstyle of our go-to boss monster, which is Great Sage of School, Solrairon Mask. It can only be ridden from a grade 3 with Solrairon in its card name, and on the Vanguard circle, once per turn, you can Energy Blast 3, reveal a normal unit from your hand, draw a card, and put the reveal card for the cost on the top of the deck. So added use of our Energy Blast ability with this card, and on the Vanguard circle, once per turn, you can remove a card with Solrairon in its different card name from this unit from your hand, soul, or drop. If you do, either declare a normal unit or a trigger unit, reveal the top card of your deck. If the revealed card is the card you declared, the Vanguard gets when this unit's placed by the unit's ability for the attack this turn until the end of that battle. Increase or decrease that unit's drive to 1 and perform drive checks until end of turn. So not only does it have a very powerful option for the revealed type, you get the Vanguard ability of when a unit is placed by this unit's ability, you can have that unit perform a drive check for added pressure for the rearguard calls. And on Vanguard, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, counterblast 1, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, choose up to the same number of cards as the number of your Dragon Tree markers from among them, call them to rearguard, and put each on the rest of top and bottom of the deck in any order. So you also need the dragon marker set up for your units on the rear guards as well for that added setup that you can do. So we have some other units that can also provide those Dragon Tree markers as well for the deck, but we're also running 2 additional copies of Solrairon, so we have the cost available to use for our Solrairon Mask, and the other grade 3s being 3 copies of Academic of Records Written. When on rearguard, this unit attacks. If a normal unit was revealed by the ability of Vanguard with Solrairon this turn, you may have this unit get +10 to the end of the battle. If you do at the end of that battle, put this unit into the soul. So soul build up, but also in the soul, if you have a grade 3 or grade Vanguard Solrairon, you can bind this card, choose a normal unit with Sentinel, without Sentinel from your drop, and put it on the top of your deck. So more setup for you to be able to call out cards with your Solrairon Vanguard. for the grade 2s, running 4 copies of Academic of Autonomization Lectures. On rearguard, at the end of the battle, this unit attacked. If a normal unit was revealed by the ability of your Vanguard with Solrairon and its card name, put this unit into the soul, countercharge 1, and if the unit was placed on rearguard from the deck this turn, you may draw a card. Added draw power while also building up the soul once again, but it's more of a setup for that normal unit ability, which you'll guarantee do for the most of the time with the Solrairon deck anyway. We're also running 4 copies of the new Mask grade 2 unit, which is Dragon Tree Wretch, Pegasus Daishak. When it's placed on rearguard, Energy Blast 3, search your deck for up to 1 Mask of Hydrogram, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle the deck. Just using this as an added search to get our needed order to set up our Solrairon masks on the Vanguard circle all the faster. And on the rearguard circle, you can counterblast 1, bind this unit, choose one of your rearguards without a Dragon Tree marker, and put a Dragon Tree marker on it. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card with masks or Griffogilla and its card name from among them, reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle the deck. And when you would look at the deck by this ability, if your bind zone has 1 or less cards with the same name as this unit, you can search to the deck instead of the top card. So just more of a guaranteed search for one of the particular mask cards that you want to use in the deck as well. So a definite 4 of having that search and making use of the Energy Blast as well. Also 3 copies of Divine Sister Biscotti for the added discard power, making use of the Energy Blast ability or Counterblast to draw more cards into our hand. And for the grade 1s, 4 copies of Dragon Tree Offshoot Diguel. When this unit is placed on rearguard, other than during the battle phase, if you have a grade 3 Vanguard Solrairon and its card name, you can Soul Blast 1, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card with Solrairon or 1 Mask of Hydrogram from among them, discard it, shuffle the deck, and look at the top card of your deck, put it on the top or bottom of the deck. Setting up for the Solrairon play once again, but also just giving you a Mask of Hydrogram in the drop zone for you to be able to use for the bind and ride power of Solrairon Mask. We're also running the 3 copies of Dragon Tree Wretch, Soul to Sakab, so we have another option for draw power in the deck, but also being able to set up with a Counterblast a Dragon Tree marker on the rearguard circles as well. And lastly, for the grade 1s, the Sentinel lineup being the 3 Sethlon and the 1 Elementaria Sanctitude for the normal Sentinel lineup. We're also running for the orders, 2 copies of Mask of Hydrogram, just having the added search power with this card, and then the added bind power from the drop to be able to then ride a Masked Vanguard on top of our original Solrairon Vanguard to be able to use. And also the Regalis piece for the deck being the Radiance Caliburn, added more soul power and counter power or draw 2 power depending on what we need for that specific situation for the turn. And then for the trigger lineup, for the added pressure that our rear guards can provide, we're going with the 8 critical in the deck, having the Blade Feather Dragon, then the generic of the Shivalmia, with our next trigger being the draw lineup for the added hand consistency and the 5k shield, and our heals being the 4 Aranis, just the generic heals for the lineup, with our over trigger being a Martinoa, and added, rear guard drive check power on top of our Solrairon Mask ability. So if we didn't get Solrairon Mask, we always have the chance for our Martinoa to give one of our rear guards a drive check as well. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. A definite update for these mask power that we've had to some of the previous ones, with a very strong Mask Vanguard being able to utilize the rear guard attack power in a very Solrairon way. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Qualia out.